How are things, bro?
You know, there, go and do the right thing. Way up to everything good.
Yeah, all good my side, bro. All good. So yeah, first of all, congratulations. I think Outsider just hit 8 mil, is it, on YouTube?
Respect.
That's crazy. And that's is that more views than in a real life?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even know why, but you see, sometimes it's just some music work.
And yeah, I mean that's interesting because I think people will always associate in a real life with you as maybe your biggest song because it was your breakout hit. Do you know what I mean? I guess did you expect to have another song that would outdo in a real life?
Yeah, I mean, remember, I know we're out here and we do the work, and you don't know the best is still yet to come. And yeah, I mean, in a real life, is a big song, but I know I can find even bigger songs, and it's coming. Trust me.
Of course, yeah. Funny enough, that was actually at a time when most people were inside because of the whole Corona thing. Like, when did you record that one?
It was during that time. It was during COVID time, but the fact that we couldn't go outside, I was reminding the people of what outside look like. You get me? I saying.
And I mean, going back to in a real life, like looking back on that now, I mean, it's what, like 5 years ago now. How have you managed to sort of maintain your sort of relevance during that time? Because you've managed to do that, and not a lot of artists can do that once they have a breakout hit like that.
I mean, good music, staying humble, being focused. You get me? So that's the main thing. And always praying too. So yeah, man, definitely it.
So take us back to that moment. I mean, like when that song first broke out. I mean, what was that whole experience like? Because that was your first hit. Talk us through that whole experience of when that first sort of blew up.
I mean, my entire life changed, because as the well-known version is I get to youth, I chat from a little place called Cockburn Pen in Kingston 11. So me used to the hardship and the dumpling and butter and the rough life. But when in a real life breakout, my entire life changed. The clothes changed, the food changed, the lifestyle changed. I start tour every week, every weekend. You get me? Nice car, must live by nice house and stuff like that. So in a real life really changed my life in a real life.
And I know that your mum originally didn't want you to pursue music as a career. Was that the moment where she was like, all right, this might actually work out? Like,
it was really before that. Still, it was really before that. When my mother did have a problem with me doing music was when we going to high school, because me used to skull school and go studio, and she did have a problem with that because she like, yo, me I waste my money, so it don't make no sense. And you and this foolishness now going away, this music thing not going anywhere, and she always said to stop my nice in our house and stuff like that. But when me leave high school and link up with Mr. G, and Mr. G bring me to Birch, in a real life never come at the time. It was bounce like a ball and boom, boom. And then rough up the world. So from then now she start gain a little confidence, and she say, you know what? The boy I go out with him thing, it look good, like him out for read somewhere. And then here comes in a real life. Bam. Entire life change. For both me, mommy and the family. Everything changed.
That's crazy. And how did you sort of take that change on as a young man? Like, was it a lot to take in?
Not really, because it's a small family. It's just me, my mother, and two younger siblings. So it never really hard. And as I said before, in a real life start bring me everywhere. And dub plates and stuff like that. So I was making money.
And what did that do to you, like, mentally? I mean, to go from being, an up and coming artist to an artist who is now known everywhere, through one song. Did that cause any sort of challenges for you?
No, I mean, it not really changed me, because money can't change me. You get me? I say, I'm still the person where Cockburn Pen know. I never forget which part me I come from. I still got the ends up with the youth them, because even Friends for Real is from Tow Island. Tow Island is like 5 minutes away from which part me used to live. You get me? And the Friends for Real, like every day, still there with the youth them, still making music. You don't know, all a vibe. So it never really changed me. It not changed me none at all.
And what about the community in Cockburn Pen? Like, do do you find that you suddenly had a lot of new family members and new friends that like wanted to come knock in?
Superstar, you always have new friends, you know, you always have new brothers. You get me? So it's just how it works. It's just how it works. But the people in Cockburn Pen, them show me mad love, although you have one and two of them where always have got 8, but that always in the game. So you have to just know for.
And I think since then, I mean, I imagine with an artist like, you know, who you come out with one big song, because not every artist gets that opportunity. Do you know what I mean? People might want to write you off as like a one-hit wonder, or, you know, sort of, I guess, challenge the fact that you might be able to repeat that success. You spoke about earlier some of the key sort of components that have allowed you to keep relevant throughout that time. I want you to talk a bit more on like the journey from then until now. Like, how have you found, how easy or difficult have you found it to stay relevant during that period?
I mean, it never really difficult because Vershon is a talented youth and my music and style kind of different. And then Birch was there as a guide. Mr. G was there as a guide. You get me? I say, so that is how I really stay relevant and just produce good music. And remember, I'm also a musician, play rhythm, mix my own song. So I know what it sound like to put out a good record. You get me? But remember, over the time, music changed, you know. This moment, them we are listening to in a real life. The next moment now, them we are listening to girl skin out and bag or something. You get me? I say, so music change and every day new artists come and we have to just accept the changes. Me done boss already, so I can't boss again. I just have to maintain. You get me? I say, so that's it.
And I guess that's almost harder in a way to maintain it than to get it in the first place, isn't it?
No, it's harder to get it, you know.
Would you say that? Okay.
As when nobody don't know you're not producer now, voice, you don't know who forgot to you. You just have to search. You just have to search, and sometimes you will search for a long time before you really find a hit song.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the song where you find it probably don't even no major hit song. Maybe it's just right there. It goes so far and no further.
Mm-hmm. And I think when you first sort of bust, like people associated with you with the whole sort of conscious, you know, positive, uplifting music, and they still do to a certain extent. But I think you've kind of not moved away from that, but you haven't allowed yourself to be limited to that, have you? Like over the years?
No, because what we get for understand when the artist them bust with a particular song, people intend to stuck them in a box. For instance, me bust with a reality song, people say, yo, I'm a reality artist. You get me? A man bust with a Godman song, they say, yo, I'm a Godman artist. So them intend to stuck people in a box, and me I try and move away from that, because Vershon is not just a reality artist. Vershon is a artist overall. I sing song for the ladies, sexual elaboration, about politics, sufferation. I sing song about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You get, I never want them to stop me in that box. That is why I kind of say, okay, then let me do some song for the ladies and, you know, nice up the thing.
And have you got a favorite style that you prefer to make? Like one that you enjoy making the most?
I just enjoy making music. That's it. I just enjoy making music.
All right. So you spoke about Birch, like one of your mentors. How did you link up with Birch originally?
The link up with Birch really came from Mr. G, aka Goofy. As I said before, I have a home record studio where I build my rhythm and do my little voicing and stuff like that. So I used to burn my tracks them on CDs and give away. Somehow one of the CDs got into Mr. G and my number was on it. And he called me up and said, yo, you sound good enough, I want to link up, and me tell him which part me there, come check me, and me and him start make some music, and him just tell me, say, yo, I'm going to bring you to the big producer when named Birch, you know. I mean, I say, yeah, man, because every time I rate Birch, and Birch produced the military rhythm, and that was one of my favorite rhythm. You get me? I mean, I say, yeah, man, I want to link up with Birch, and him just bring me to Birch, and from then, the rest is history.
Mm-hmm. And so what was that first initial encounter with Birch like? Talk us through that.
Yo, it was a great experience, because the type of music when I approach him with, I'm like, yo, you know, you can sing and you're bad and you have talent, but I don't feel like this is the right music you're supposed to do, you know. I mean, I said, Jano, start feel like, okay, come here, I say, yo, I want to going to miss the opportunity. But it's not really that he must show me. When I try to tell me, say, there's so much greater in you than where you see. Because the voice where you have and how me see your career can go, them type of music where I do is not the music where people really would take from you. So him say, all right, then, may I come see where you have a use a record. And him come at the house on a Cockburn pen and him see what I have. And I saw him build the rhythm now called Turnover. And say, yo, more you sing a bad girl song from this. Because him always tell me, say, Vershon, go for the girl live. He always say, go for the girl live. Big up, Birch.
So how old were you at that stage?
About between 21, 22.
Mm-hmm. And like, when he originally told you that, you know, this isn't the style that you want, obviously you felt a bit of a way. Did you take his advice on board straight away?
Yeah, man, I take it, man. Because remember, Birch, a top man of the game, and him know what I'm saying. So, made him start work on some stuff, and him kind of change up the style a little bit. Because before it was more like hardcore gun lyrics and bag or something. And him I said, no, man, you have the image for the girl, them, man. Just go for the girl, them, no, man. That more you do. And I take the advice, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said before, the first song was Boom, and when Boom just come out to how me see the ladies, them react to it, me like, yo, the man did right. Right.
And did you like leave the gun thing behind then completely, or did you still like record the odd sort of gun tune after that?
I mean, yeah, but to be honest, I really don't see much benefit in it doing now. Like them type of music go so far and no further, because you're gonna sing a gun song, it's like a black man a kill him in black brother. It not really make no sense. I mean, music is much more greater than that, because me never really see a gun song on a Billboard chart, like never.
And I think generally speaking, it's usually the younger artists, you know, without meaning to sort of categorize it or anything like, or put anyone down. It does seem to be more of a young thing to want to sing about, you know, gun lyrics and stuff like that. Do you think it's just an age thing?
No, man, them thing they're going from long time, man. Long years ago. But the thing is, when enough of the youth them not understand, you can use it as a breakthrough point, because you have different audience and enough people like to hear it. You get me? I say, and it's fine. Me not tell you say you can't sing a gun song, but when you take it too serious and just always do gun song, remember say you have other music out there where you can do too. So just try to widen your thing a little bit more. You get me? I say.
And since that point, have you noticed that there's been more like gun lyrics in dancehall? Like, do you feel like it's become more of a hot topic to sing about in that time?
Yeah, and the youth them get so carried away. Is like every youth now where I do music is like, if them not sing a gun song, them not feel good. But as I said, that really based upon them, you know, is how far you see your career now, where you want your career to go on. Because if you get up every day and do a gun song, then you limit yourself. Mm-hmm. You get me? Because what I said before, we never see a gun song on a Billboard chart yet. Never.
I guess in a lot of ways, it's kind of reflecting a lot of these young people's reality though at the same time. So it's not like completely false or anything, is it?
I mean, most of the youth them where do the music now, they might do it for trend on YouTube, you know. And then forgot to streaming out the same way. So most of the youth where do it, them only want trend, them only want the talk about and the hype behind it. But what is hype without the revenue?
Mm-hmm. So talking of the girl songs, which is something that you've always done very well, you've linked up with Chip recently. Tell us about the link up with Chip, because that was kind of unexpected, but it definitely works.
I mean, that link came from the Fanatics. As you know, man, the Fanatics working on an EP called Only One through the Warner label. So that link really came from the Fanatics. They were in Jamaica last year, and them called me up and said them the Montego Bay, and my drive go Montego Bay, go check them, and then play that rhythm. At first, it was just me alone on the track, and when them went back to England, them called me up and said, yo, Chip wanna be on the track, you know. I'm like, yo, yeah man, Chip, murder. So I saw the whole link up really came about.
That's crazy, because the Fanatics are killing it right now in the UK with some of the top sort of like drill artists and rap artists. Like they're very diverse in what they do. Like, what was it like working with them?
Fanatics around the place, man. Without no joke. Fanatics around the place. Be a bad rhythm, be a bad style, fresh, and them around the place right now. Straight up.
And working with, did you actually get to meet Chip or like work with Chip, or was it just were you in Jamaica, he was in the UK?
Not yet, but I talked to him through a phone though. Not yet. Hopefully when the corona clears up and the place open up, then I'll be able to travel to the UK, can link up with him, maybe make some more tracks. And you done. Come give you a link to Chris Satta, are you around the place? Yeah, go with it.
Big up, bro. But you know that Chip's got a bit of beef with Stormzy right now.
Yeah.
Who would you be supporting if Chip and Stormzy were clashing?
Not about supporting. I'm supporting music, and I don't know Stormzy personally. I never meet Chip face to face before, but I talk to him over the phone, and him cool. I don't know Stormzy personally, but I'm not here to pick any side. I'm just here to support music. You get me? And regardless of me and Chip doing a song, don't mean say me gonna be on Chip's side. I'm just here to listen to music. You get me? I say, and support the both side, because the two man them good, them great.
And I love that you say that, because I feel like maybe in dancehall in particular, sometimes people choose the artists over the music too much, maybe.
Yeah, that's why it kind of, you know, the unity is not there, because people take things too personal and forget say it's about music. You get me? And entertainment.
And there's been a lot of conversation recently, you know, Sean Paul's been quite vocal about saying how much he disagrees with clashing within dancehall. What's your take on that? Because you've had your experience of a little clash in the past.
All right. I mean, clashing is good enough when you just start out, and you can show your versatility through clashing. So it's not a bad thing. But as I said before, when the youth them take it personal, because we can clash through music, but when me go see a road and me go pull a knife or you go pull a knife, that don't make no sense. That only a mash up the music. You get me? So if it's about music, then keep it musical.
But it seems like almost now, you know, I heard rumors that Intense and Skillabang were clashing as well, and it's like they've only just arrived on the scene, and it's like already people want to put them against each other. You know what I mean? Because they're the two trending artists right now.
And if you as the artist don't realize, then you will take the bait, and then them same people there will sit down and tarnish your career, because the same person them will put you up to clash, and them same one will sit down and a tweet and a say bad stuff about you. You get me? I say so. As I said, the clashing is always good enough. Nothing wrong if Intense and Skillabang want to do a face off, so we can know who more lyrical, who more of style, who more this, who more that. Me, I love to see that, cause me I look on it as a from a fan's perspective now. You get me? I say so. Me would love to see that, but if them are gonna take it further than that, then it don't make no sense. If it's about music, then just keep it musical. That's all me can say.
All right, bro. So talk about your production work, because that's something that you've been doing over the years. You know, you mentioned it earlier. What have you produced recently?
I haven't put out nothing recently, because I'm doing the EP with the Fanatics, so I'm just waiting on that to be over. And the last song I put out on my label was My Success. Me pay my own bills, and that was what, 2 years ago. That was the last song I released on my label.
And how did you find that experience of producing your own record? Because it must be different to being given a beat from someone. You must, you know, approach the whole thing differently.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it, you know, so it just feels natural. And the thing is with the song though, I never expect it to be that much of a big song, but it worked. And as I said, from people can relate to the music, then it's good. It's great.
So what, apart from, you know, some of the, you know, lessons that like the likes of Birch has told you, like what have been some of your biggest lessons in your time in the music industry since you first bust?
I mean, saving is one, and know your company is an next.
Saving what, as in money?
Yeah, always saving is good, because in a time like this now, pandemic now, when the artists them not travel, and you know say I really music are our source of income. No party now really keep, no sound clash now go on, so you know no dub plate now really cut and stuff like that. So saving is always good, and I was that type of person where always a save, where remember say, yo, time did hard and I never have this in on. Slow days can come. Like even now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just me alone, it's slow for everybody worldwide. So you have to plan for times like these. You get me? So that's one important thing when we learn. So saving is good. And as I say, your circle and the people who you associate with. You get me? I say you have to know your circle, because since certain circumstances, me lose a whole heap of friend, but I mean, me not have a problem with it, because then me find out who real from who fake. You get me? I say, and that's an important lesson.
So, I mean, how, as a young artist, you know, experiencing success, I mean, I imagine it must be difficult to be able to choose your company wisely, because you've got so many people around you, I imagine, that all want to be part of the action. It's like, how do you decide who?
I mean, you have to just learn, you know. And me never have nobody to tell me. And sometimes you play a blind eye to certain things where you see happen around you. But as I said, me learn, me have my experience. So me can teach others, and me also can teach me youth them. You get me? I say, straight up.
And you know, at this stage in your career, you know, you've come so far. Do you feel like there's things that you still want to achieve that you feel like you haven't quite got to yet?
Oh, I don't reach nowhere yet. Maybe you might see Vershon as a big artist and others might see Vershon as a big artist because we get a couple of hits, but trust me, we didn't even move from the starting point yet. Just believe me. So if me not move from the starting point and I am at this level, can you imagine when we finally start move?
So how do you get to that level, that next level? Because it's one thing getting to your level, you know, like that's taken years of hard work and, you know, stars being aligned and all these experiences that have all led up to this one moment. How do you then take it to the next level? Like,
I mean, still being humble, still putting out good music, hard work, of course, and now me learn about the circle, the surrounding, your environment. So that is our next thing. You get me? I say, yeah, and then trust me, things will work after that. Things definitely will work after that.
And you know, you just said it now, you know, being humble, that's something that I think a lot of people associate with you, you know, being a humble artist. I think humility is something that is celebrated by the public. Do you know what I mean? People like humble artists and stuff like that. But do you feel like being humble is, you can almost be too humble sometimes?
Them not follow them. Them more support the ones that are not humble. But
You reckon?
I mean, me not make nobody change me, you know. Me not make nobody change my character. If me is a humble person, then me not gonna be hype. The people them want me to be hype. Me gonna be humble because me have to be true to myself. So who out there hype can go and hype. Them can go and live the fake life.
But I feel like the public, like the fans, they like seeing people that are humble. They don't like seeing, you know, if they see Cristiano Ronaldo playing for Real Madrid and like, you know, he's full of himself and stuff, they don't like seeing that confidence. Like, do you feel like
yeah, but them don't like see it, but them support it. That's the point. Because think about it. Look how much humble artists you have in Jamaica. I can call a few names, but I not try drag nobody in a what me I do. But you have a whole heap of humble artists where they are Jamaica, where people really not give them that support, really not pay them no mind, and the one them where hype and go like them better than people and go like they have everything where really not have nothing, and them the people and really support. But as I say, it's just life. I just say go. It's not work. Me not nobody change me. Me have to be Vershon. Me have to be myself.
Facts, bro. All right, bro. So what's next from you? Obviously, you got the EP with Fanatics. Can you tell us about some of the songs that are going to be featured on that?
It's a 6-track EP. The EP is called Only One. It's produced by the Fanatics under the label Warner Music. We have a couple collabs on there with Busy Signal, Chip, as you know. We have YC's from Nigeria, and we have Chillery Banks. She's from England as well.
Sick.
It's a well put together EP, and I just can't wait for it to come out and do what it's supposed to do, because I know it's gonna be crazy. Trust me, it's gonna be wicked. Bro.
That's sick that you linked up with Chillery. She's sick, and I think she's a bit underrated as well. So hopefully this will
Yeah,
give her a bit more attention. So yeah, man.
definitely.
All right, Virgin. Well, we look forward to that, bro, and keep up all the good work, bro.
Yeah, man, respect, Chris Satta.
Nice
Ask
one,
them
bro.
what's the